Can everybody see me yet? I'm frozen on my own screen, so I just... Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Darren will moderate for me, and thank you so much for waiting for me. I'm sorry we're having some technical issues tonight. All right. I'm going to also add my other camera. Hang on one sec. It seems like it's starting to, things are starting to happen here. Okay. Gosh, it was crazy tonight. You know, when you just have those nights where it seems like everything's fighting against you, it was one of those. So thank you so much for your patience. I really do appreciate it. Hello, Glenda. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Candy. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. I'm so happy that you're here. What was that, Darren? Gina? Oh, sorry. It says that the page is unresponsive. Oh, it just went away. Yay. Hallelujah. What in the world? Okay. Oh, I'm so excited, Gina. I can't wait for the hug. I'll be giving you one right back. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to show you, I know you probably saw Christopher's live earlier. There is so much to this release. It's such a fun one, too. I'm so excited about it. So I'm going to show you the stencils first. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in since it took me forever to get on. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Kelly's saying in and out. Am I cutting in and out still? Okay, let me, that doesn't remedy. Okay. All right. It seems to be working on my end better than it was. So what was that? I know. I'm looking. Give me 2 seconds, babe. Darren's making sure I've got the camera in the right spot. Okay. Not pointing down yet. More. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is the stencil of the month. Hopefully it is not backwards to you. Darren? Looks fine? Okay, good. So we're going to use this today project. You've got Far Out, you've got Love, Groovy, Peace. This one is called Far Out. And look at all of the fun things you can do. And we're just going to use the word groovy, but there are so many fun things you could do. We're going to use it and we're going to cut it out. So there's a little preview of what we're using. This is another stencil in the release. This is called Guitar Picks, which I absolutely love. Really, really fun. I love the versatility of that one. And this one we're going to also use today. This one is called Mod Flowers. And I requested this myself because I just, you know, I anyway, and I love those fun, bold flowers from this era. So I'm grateful that that came so well. And then this one's a really fun one. This one is called Groovy Bubbles. And I'm going to show you, you know, I might just show you right now a couple of samples that I made with that. So you can kind of see how that looks when you get it all inked up. So this is the Groovy Bubbles. And I just used some distress inks on black paper so that I would get a black outline. And then I did all kinds of stuff to my stencil, and there was a bunch of stencil. So I used my stencil as a stamp. That's why these are going 2 different directions. Let's see if I can show you better. There we go. You can kind of see they're going opposite directions. So I just did that, and then I just colored in all of the other stuff. So that was kind of a fun way to use that. And then both of these have the conversation clippings on them, which I think are extra fun this time. I like the size. I like the new size that we used. Okay, so that is Groovy Bubbles. And then this one is this again is another versatile stamp, or not stamp, but stencil. This one is great. You can color it all one color, and you can just, oh, thank you, by the way, everyone. Sorry. You could color it all one color and make it kind of monochromatic, which works really great. Like I did a hair with to make waves for the background of this paper. Or you could go all crazy and you could do something with all different colors where you I mean, this isn't the same thing, but you could do different colors. So definitely another fun one. Ooh, and think of how pretty this would be if you used gold embossing. That would be stunning. Or one of the metallic chroma glazes. Those would be, ooh, now I got to try that. So that is on my list of to-dos now. And then this is a really fun, it's just got this fun kind of mod look to it. This is called Curve Appeal. And this one is really, really cute. So I used that one. Ice card. I used the neon chroma mists, and I just watercolored with them. And I used it for the glasses, and I used it for the background. That's why it's a little bit light. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. But again, just a really fun one. You can see I just used a portion of it and lent itself well to kind of lining up my glasses. So that's a really fun one. And these glasses, I'll go over those stamp sets too. So we may see the samples more than once. The next thing I'll show you is I'll show you the card panels. So I'm going to show you this first because this one with the butterfly hair down here, I used both of my cards. So I won't be able to show you that one without showing you my project. But these are really fun. These are really fun to use with foil. I had a good time playing with my foil. So I will show you those. Did I show you all of them? Oh, so these are the ones that I do have. I really wanted to do this one. I thought that would be a fun one. And then here is, this one's really cool. I'll show you what you can do with that one if you want to use it with foil. And then this one, I have got some plans for this one. And I love that you can cut them out with a circle die if you want to use them separately. But you could use it as a background, or you could use them for just embellishments, or however you want. So then let me show you. Hi, Anne-Marie, welcome. And I see Donna's here. Aren't those glasses fun? I think they're fun too. I love this whole release, honestly. Okay, so this is with the this is the one that's foiled with this background. This is what it looks like when you add foil. This is Darren's favorite. And this is Blue Waves Deco Foil. But isn't that fun? And you could do whatever colors. If you don't want it to be water, you could use all your foil scraps and go crazy and have kind of an actual tie-dye look to it. So that is what that looks like. So much fun. And then the other one that I did was I used the butterfly hair and I foiled it. And then I cut the girl's head out of my other card so that I could just layer it on top. So just a lot of fun. Like I said, this was kind of out of my norm, so it was kind of fun to just play. Oh, Liv, you know what? I was a little nervous about foiling it. It's so fancy. It looks like it would be much harder than it is, but it really is a lot of fun, and you get a lot of wow for not a lot of effort, honestly. It's awesome. Okay, so next thing I will show you, I've kind of been showing you throughout the different conversations, but obviously I'm using the white ones. This is what was that, Darren? Okay, I'm going to talk a little quieter. Sorry, or not quieter, but slower. I think I'm talking too fast too. Okay, so this is one of two sheets that you get with the conversation clippings. You can kind of see you've got the flip side, think happy thoughts. There's a ton of really good ones in here. I love this size and this size. They're really fun. Like on this one, I took this one that let's get the groove on, and I down because I wanted 2 lines anyway, so it got really good. So it's a lot of fun to play with these. And I love this new size, like I said. And I will show you this really, really cool washi. Isn't this washi cool? I have a card I'm going to do live that I'm itching to do it because I think it'll be really fun. There's lots of really patterns in this, and you get several sheets of 2 or 3. I can't remember which. You get at least 2. All right, so now let's get to the paper pads. I love both of these paper pads. They are so cool. Okay, so this one's so fun. It just reminds me of my childhood. Born in the 70s. So look at all of these really cool graphics. It reminds me of like my brother's old albums, record albums. They're just really, really cool. And you can use them really easily on the cards. You can incorporate them really. I wasn't sure because they're kind of busy, but they're really fun. And you can see I used one on this card and it just looks like it goes together. It just looks meant to be. So it's a really fun paper pad. I'll just flip through it really quick so you can see all of the, I think I might have already gone through all of them now. Oh, maybe not. So there's a real quick look at all of the patterns. Yeah, that's a good idea. All of these beautiful patterns. Just makes me want to play. I'm like I said, it just reminds me of just sitting down and coloring. You know those black kind of felt, are they velvet? Those kind of posters that you get with the markers. This kind of reminds me of that too. What, honey?
Dark light posters.
Is that what they are? No, are those the ones that are felt that you color with markers? Dark light. Okay. I think they're a lot of fun. Hi, Nikki. Welcome. And then this one, Jenny from the inspiration team, were joking around because she was saying that she would love to just do her daughter's room in these colors and in these fun patterns. And I said, well, that's great, but I want it for my room. I would use it in my own room. There's so much fun to it because they're just these really fun, bold, pretty patterns. And it's a fun color scheme. I'm definitely a fan. I don't know if you can tell in my camera, it doesn't look really bright, but this is a really pretty pink. So you've got your pinks and your oranges. This one's a fun one. You've got a little bit of brown and this kind of chartreusey color in there. So just really a fun paper pad. And it's called Groovy Waves. And I don't think I told you that this one was called Astro Rainbows. What, Darren?
I remember wallpaper and chocolate.
Yeah, it does. It reminds me of paper cups from my childhood. It reminds me of the salon too, back in the day. It reminds me of getting my hair cut. I think they had something like this on the wall. I don't even know what haircutting place it was, but that is just a fun memory. It just brings them back. Okay, so let's look at the stamp sets. I think, did I get everything else? I think that we're down to the stamp sets. There are some other things like some consumables. Let me show you those as well. Oh, I'm knocking all my sequins around. There's two that I want to show you right away. I want to show you the candy coat. And this one, if you haven't used candy coat before, it's really fun because it has all of this fun glitter in it and all of these little pieces of iridescent flakes. So you can see it dries really, really pretty. So that's the orange candy coat. And now we've got pink, orange, yellow, green, purple, teal, and white, pearl. So you've got a whole rainbow now. And then these are the Good Vibrations sequins. You can see there's a little bit of everything in there. So especially if you are just starting card making and you don't have a lot of embellishments or anything yet, this would be a great one to start with because you've got, like I said, little of everything in there. Okay, so now we'll go to the stamp sets. I'm so excited to show you that I kept forgetting everything else. Okay, so this is where we got the glasses from. This is Out of Sight, and there are coordinating dies available, and it's a lot of fun. Really easy to color, really cute. You could use one, you could use the whole thing. This one is called Good Vibrations, and you've got your cute little guitar, which is really fun. I love the way that it's colored, and then, or I mean that it's not colored but detailed. Let's see if I can back up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that very well. Probably is giving you a little bit of a double image because mine, I used mine, and so I probably didn't line it up exact. And then this one is called Rainbow Splash. And this one's a lot of fun. I used this one as a background. I showed you that card already. Where, hang on. We'll go over all the cards in a second. We'll just quickly run through this. And then this is the Seize the Day stamp set. And this is the set that is featured in this month's inspiration box. And it does have coordinating dies. And I am so in love with this little submarine. And then you've got these little periscopes. You've got these little, you've got your portholes. You've got waves and little fish. Just so cute. And we're using this little flower in this set, and we're also using the flower from the Hooked on You set. You've got your merman with the bell-bottom fins. You've got your cute mermaid. You've got, again, a lot of different sizes of the same, which I love. I love the seaweed is a lot of fun too. So you can see we've got tons. So we're going to use those. I'll set these aside. I'll show you really quickly, really quickly, because I want to get moving on our project since it took me so long to be able to get on. So on this one, I used the Hooked on You stamp set and the Rainbow Splash. I used the conversation clippings, and then this is the Funky Fun stencil. Isn't that fun? All the things work so well together for this release. And then this is the Out of Sight stamp set, and then the Curve Appeal stencil. And then this one has the Good Vibrations little guitar amp, and then you've got your conversation clippings again. Oh yeah, you can see the guitar details better now. If you see it. Hi Donna. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. You know what, Donna? I was late too, so you know we're all good. So this paper in the background, this is from the Groovy Waves, and so that is how that one kind of came together. And then this one, I used the Seize the Day with the little submarine, and I used the card clipping or the conversation clippings. And then this is tie-dye ribbon. I think it's still on the site. So this is really fun ribbon that works really good with this release. And then this is from the Astro Rainbows paper pad. And this one, I use the same, I use the Seize the Day, but I also use Hooked on You to get the bigger fish and the smallest. I would have both sides. And I've got the Hooked on You, and I think it turned out really good to have all of those elements together. And then I already showed you this one, which was the card panels and the conversation clippings, and that one's the Groovy Bubbles and the conversation clippings, and the same for that one. So now you've seen all of the samples. Okay, so now let's make something new. So tonight I thought it's been a while since I've made a big jumbo tag, and that's one of my favorite things to make. So let's make a jumbo tag, and we're going to use our stencils. And I think let's go ahead and start stencils. I have my pixie spray because these are very intricate. Well, this one especially, and I want it to be down firm on my project. Okay. So I'm just going to line it up, maybe about right there. And let's just use high post-it. Sometimes are easy when I have just straight lines that go up a little ways. I have I need a wide berth when I'm using my blending brushes. Okay. So now we're going to use a bunch of different Simon Hurley inks to ink up our stencil. And again, this is the Mod Flowers. Oh, thank you, Laurie. I hope I'm not breaking up anymore, you guys. I'm so sorry if I am. I'm hoping I'm not. Okay, so let's start out with, this is Prom Queen. This is a really pretty kind of a hot pink. And I'm just first going to use my blending brush that just whatever's in it. Just because sometimes that's just the shade I want, is just kind of a, not as dark. We'll see. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the Groovy Waves. I'm going to use the... Yes, I heard that. That I said thank you to her. That was really sweet. Nope, you're okay. And if we want more, we'll just add a little more color after. But for now, I think this is good. And so, hi, Penny. Jenny says hi. Hello, Jenny. I was just talking about you a little bit earlier when I showed the Groovy Waves paper pad. So these are fairly large flowers. That's why I used this bigger brush. But a lot of what we're going to do tonight, we're going to use the little smaller brushes, which I absolutely love. And these are available on the site. So I'm just going to set that aside in case I want to use it again. And excuse me for 1 second. I'm just got to move something out of my way. There we go. Okay, so now this one I'm going to use Sidewalk Chalk. And this is an interesting color. It's kind of like a dusty rose. If you are familiar with that 90s color, kind of a grayed pink. And I'm not worrying about whether or not my shading or blending, whatever you want to call it, my blending, if it's going over the lines, that's just fine. Which is, I love blending when it's like this, when I don't have to stress, when I think blending is so relaxing. And this technique is just, it's a nice way to get all those colors in there. And it's always fun to see what it looks like at the end. I think I got all of that kind of flower. Okay, so next, let's use some orange. So same thing, I'm going to use my big one first because I'm going to do this great big flower right here. And just get all the color that's in my brush out. And again, I just ran over a bunch of flowers, but it's okay because we'll just go over them with a different color in a minute. And I like when the colors kind of blend in together. So let's use also, this is, so this one is Guppy, this one is Roar. I'm going to use my little blending brush to do the center. Aren't they, Jenny? I love them too. I think they're the best size ever. You will love the brushes, Mary. They are awesome. Jenny, you know what? You didn't miss a whole lot. I just kind of went through the samples that I made for this release, and I showed all of the products from the release. But as far as the project goes, we're just getting started. So I'm also going to use my blending brush just for the base of this little flower. I don't know what you really call these flowers, but they're cute. I like them. Let's see if I got all of those. I think I got all of that kind of flower, or at least the little base of them. Okay, so now let's move on to, let's use some of this one. It's called Psych. And it is kind of it almost has a tiny hint of green to it. It's yellow, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I just see just a little hint of green. It's definitely a grayer yellow. but it's a pretty yellow. I really like it. If you want a really bright, true yellow, I love Shooting Star. It's one of my that's probably my favorite yellow ink pad, just because it's just bright and sunny and happy. And Simon Hurley inks are amazing. They're all really nice and vivid. And so if you are just in the market for some new stamp pads, I highly recommend them. I use those, and I use Distress Oxides, and that's pretty much, that's what my go-tos for sure. Other than, of course, my black ink was always Raven ink, which is a Brutus Monroe product, and it is awesome. Okay, so we've got those kind of covered, and you can see I'm not getting super precise, just playing around. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of depth to those flowers, just a tiny bit, with this color, which is Slippery When Wet, and it's kind of a mustardy yellow. And if you have any harsh lines, I'll show you. We're going to actually spritz when it's all done, so that we can kind of soften the lines a little bit, so the blend looks a little bit less harsh. Okay, so we've got our yellows in there now. Now let's do a little bit of red. So I think I'm going to mix my red and my orange. I'm just deciding if we have really iced this side on my original card, so I don't have the same flowers. I just noticed. So we'll just use the small one. It looks like we don't need the big one for this one.
I repeated it, so you should have some inside.
What was that?
I kind of repeated the pattern, so you should have some inside.
I have some of the little ones, the big ones on the other side. It's all good. It was nothing wrong with it, of course. I just moved it around. Works out great. All right, so we've got a little bit of red, and now we'll just add a little bit of guppy on top of that, just to keep it more in the oranger tones, because we are going to use our paper pad. What was that?
Mary said looking forward to Raven paper.
Oh, I am too. I am too. Okay, we still have one little lone guy over here. This one little flower that isn't colored. So we'll color that one. And then we still need to color some of our leaves. And it looks like I missed a blossom from something. Let's call it red. Well, no, I don't want red that close to it. Well, you know what? Let's do. It's all inked up and ready to go. That'll work. This orange is a little orangier. Let's do that one. Okay, so now we just are going to add a little bit of brown into the mix. And this is Gur. I love Simon Hurley ink names. They are hilarious. Definitely not your typical red, yellow, orange, right?
Jenny was just saying the same thing.
Oh, Jenny, we are on the same wavelength. I agree, Kelly. I just ran out of mine, so I'm really excited that we're getting the Raven paper. All of my cardstock is getting low. I might have made an order for some today, some assorted packs. All right, we are getting there. Just getting a few more of these little leaves.
January to craft to.
That's awesome, Jenny. I love Brutus Monroe cardstock. It's just the best. Okay. I have a feeling I'm going to want a little more pink, so I'm just going to just do it now. And then we'll go ahead and we will add a little spritz of water to this. I think that paper is going to be popular. I think it would be awesome if we could do the assorted all the time. I don't know. Maybe if we sell enough of it, you never know. You never know. Well, I am sorry, Anne-Marie. I know it was a crazy week. I was going to go live on Friday, and then I was going to go live on Saturday. But to be honest with you, I was busy making cards, so I put it off. And last night, I was like, I think I'm going to put it off one more day because you should have seen my craft table. There was like no space left. It was crazy. I had, I think, everything I ever owned out. So, all right, let's see. Okay. So I have a squeaky clean bottle that I emptied, emptied by using it, of course. And so these, I just like the amount of mist that it gives. So I'm going to use this. I just filled it with water. And I'm going to hold it kind of like maybe 10 inches, 12 inches away. And I'm going to spritz it like 4 times. Maybe 6 times is probably what I just did. I don't want to get it so wet that everything runs underneath the stencil. I'm just giving it a little spritz and letting it sit there for a second. And I'm just kind of watching to see if I think everything's kind of softening up. And then if there's an area that I think could use a little softening, I'll just spritz it again. But then, now be careful. This is very, very something you need to have in a very controlled way. So obviously heat and stencils don't go really great together, but this is the Heat It tool, and I'm going to hold it far away, just like probably 10 to 12 inches away, and I'm moving it constantly so that I can kind of soak up a little bit of that water before I remove the stencil. But don't hold it near the work stencil, and don't hold it in one place too long because marker stencil if you're not careful. You can see that the colors are kind of fading, and that's okay. After we kind of dry it off a little bit, we might want to add a little bit more back in. But see how it's kind of softening? I love that, how it softens all of those harsh lines are gone. Okay, so I didn't dry it all the way. I just dried it enough to kind of get the excess off. And I'm going to put a little bit more orange in there because our orange kind of faded out. And again, you don't want to get it really, really, really wet in the first place. So keep that in mind. I think that the rest of them are pretty good. I think I might add just a tiny bit of pink to that one. That one looks okay to me. And let's see, where's my yellow? I think these are pretty okay. I kind of like those soft. I'll get right there a little bit. But there it is. No, that's brown. Oh, this is the yellow I'm looking for. Just getting a little hint of that yellow. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to revive it a tiny bit. If you know me at all, you know I like my color. Okay, so now I feel like we can take off our stencil. And see how pretty that is? And super simple to make that. So now we've got the base for our design going on. So now we're going to take, I've got just a little piece. Oh, and this is kind of a off-white. This isn't a true white to match the tag. So let's go ahead, and you could either just, when I first did this, I did the whole stencil and just cut it out. But I think because we're live, and I messed that one up, it looks like, but because we're live, I'm just going to do a portion of it that's smaller so that because we just need groovy. So we're just going to do this, and I'm going to cut it out so it doesn't matter if we tape it off or not. You could definitely use a smaller scrap than I'm using. So I'm just starting with the pink brush. I think we'll use a little bit of the orange just on the top part, not going all the way down to the bottom, just to give us a little variety. In fact, it'd probably be better to use the smaller brush for more control. And then at the top, let's use a little bit of our brown. But I'm just doing the very, very tips of the top. Looks like we might need a little ink on that. Okay. And I think we'll go through and do just a little bit more pink at the bottom. We'll use the kind of dusty pink, whatever we want to call this, the sidewalk one. Okay, I think that will work. Now we can just go through and cut that out. This one way better than the first one I did, but in the interest of time, I think we're going to use the first one. Okay, so now I just went ahead and fussy cut around the word groovy. Super simple, gave me another sentiment to use. So now I want to show you this die. This die has been around for a while, but it's called Peace, and it is still available on the website. And it definitely goes, obviously, with this this release. So I'm just reminding you of that. And we're not going to use this, but I did want to pull this up. This came out either last month or the month. Are they called holographic card panels, Darren? I think they're called holographic. And also just lend themselves so well to this release. So I just wanted to point those out in case you wanted some background ideas. So I'm also going to use some strips of our, this is the Groovy Waves paper pad, and I just cut from there. So we're going to just add those. Let's add those right now. We're going to add, oh, Anne-Marie, you're so cute. Thank you. Thank you, Candy, for reminding everybody. The July, first of all, if you are not on the Brutus Monroe fan page on Facebook, I highly recommend that you get on there. It's a lot of fun, and it's a place where you can post your projects that you create using Brutus Monroe products. And our design team loves to also post there. But also, we have a challenge every month. Can awesomely overseeing, and that can be a lot of fun and can also win you a gift card. So definitely check that out. The challenge this month is stencils. There you go. There's some ideas right there for some stencils. And look at all those fun stencils that were released this month. That is something we are definitely not in short supply of stencils at Brutus Monroe. There are so many fun ones. There's got to be something that strikes your fancy. I can't imagine not being able to find something that you really like. Okay, I'm just using my Barely Art glue, and I'm probably off camera right this second. I'll move up a little bit. I'm just kind of dotting along. I'm sure I'm getting as much on my mat as I am on my little die cut here. And this is a fun die. You see, I just cut the one piece and left it the outline. Oh, thankfully I didn't glue that all the way down because I forgot a piece. So I've just got a circle from the Circle Foundation set, and you can see I used one of the solid pieces from this paper pad, and I think that's pretty close to center. Probably need to put a couple more little dots on my piece symbol. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of center that, and it's okay that it isn't exact. It goes on the inside. I think it's okay that way. But I wanted a little more of a background. So I think because that's so thin, I'm not going to mess with it too much. I tend to be over fussy, and sometimes I learn to regret that very quickly. But I do want to show you something you could do if you wanted to with the stencil. You can save all the little pieces that go inside, and you can paper piece them into the and have into the little pieces, into the little spaces, and you can have a whole nother look to your card. I'm not going to sit and do all of it, but you can see you've got all of those that you can do if that is your design preference. Okay, so then let's go ahead and put the Groovy on. I don't think I glued them. Yeah, I did glue them down. Okay. Doing better than I thought. We're going to pop that up. Give it a little bit of dimension. Okay, so I just want it up high enough that you know that that's a peace sign. Let's see, I accidentally clicked this. You have the June recap blog post up before you go to, yes, I bet. You ordered the butterfly wishes stamp and the set. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you found it, Jenny. Nice. We were talking about that on our live the other day. Did you guys see all of the stamp sets that have come back for a limited time? There's 30 different stamp sets that you are not going to see a lot because they're limited. They're retired sets. They're ones that you can definitely go look and see and take advantage of that. So what these are the two, I told you I was using the two flowers from Hooked on You and Seize the Day. And all I did to color these was the same thing that I did to color with the stencil. And I didn't think I needed to show you that because we already did it. And so then I just die cut them with the coordinating dies. And I stamped these in brown just so that I could kind of stay in our little color family. I think I'm going to just try to put these on as I go, and hopefully I can move them if I need to. But again, since we got a little bit of a late start, I don't want to keep you too long. So let's put a big one there, and we'll kind of anchor all the big ones in first. Put a big one here. I have some that I cut off, and that's okay. We're going to tuck them in there. I didn't want to use another scrap if I didn't need to. I think we'll use this one. Let's use that one there. And I'm not sure that one yet. Let's start just adding some more, and then we'll know as we go. So I think I'll do that one there, and then we'll put something here to kind of cover that little guy up. See, no one would ever know. Okay. I see you talking about your checkbook, but I'm not sure what it, okay, let's see. I don't know what, I missed what it was related to. You saw the stamps, and so did your checkbook? Is that what it was? I'm not sure if that's what it was, but I can tell you, I was planning to wait till I got to Pittsburgh this week, which I can hardly wait for Create Your Own Ending. I can't wait to see you guys. But when I saw that paper, I was like, oh, I better get some paper. And I didn't want to haul it home. But actually, I know that for attendees, if you buy while you're there, that they'll ship them for free, so that you don't have to take them home in your luggage. So definitely take advantage of that if you're going to be at Create Your Own Ending. I don't like that like that. A little too uniform. Okay. We're getting there, guys. All right, just a few more. I had them all laid out, and do you think I can remember how I had them on there? No. So this one, we're going to hide some more of the imperfections. So this one would be good, like right there, I think. And I kind of like it when it comes off of the tag a little bit. All right, guys, we've almost got it. Right, Donna? Nikki says, I've been listening and watching while sorting stuff. Still at my grandparents' house, going through the little stuff now. I love to listen to lives while I'm doing something at the same time. It's kind of how I watch TV too. I have just started doing, have you guys ever done diamond painting? I just started doing that like in the last month or so. And they are so relaxing. They have like, they just totally give me a distraction. I really like them, especially if I'm having an anxious day. They are just really, really soothing to do. Okay, now I'm trying to decide if we want to use some leaves. I think they look more like vintage without the leaves, but I kind of also like the way that the leaves look. Let's get your opinion. I don't think we need a ton of leaves, but maybe just a few in there, just to break things up a little bit. What's the verdict? What do you guys think? Yes leaves, no leaves. Nikki loves diamond painting too. I pick like the most outrageous designs that I would never actually hang up in my house because they're so loud, but they're so fun. Yes, leaves. Okay. Sherry says no leaves. Okay, well,
I say no leaves.
I've got 2 yeses and 2 nos. Darren says no leaves. Maybe fewer leaves. Let's see if we can do a couple fewer and maybe meet in the middle. All right, a couple more votes on the leaves. Yes or no? I've got 2 yeses and 2 nos, so I need one more no. Okay. That is the end of that. No leaves today. So instead, we'll go with my favorite. Let me find some. I think we just need a little tiny something, nothing much. But I think just some. Those are kind of fun.
Those are cool.
Should we use these? Let's use these. Let's just put a couple of these in here. Need one more. All right. I think we can call that pretty much done. The only thing I would say, and I do know that I'm taking longer, so if you need to go, I totally understand. But I'm thinking they need a little something in the center. You know, I actually think what would be better than that. I was going to just use my gel pen, but I think maybe some stickles or some. I have some Nuvo dots somewhere, but I moved and now I'm not sure where they are. So, oh, there they are. Okay. Let's see if I have any colors that work with this. I'm just thinking maybe just little dots inside. So I think maybe that one. What do you guys think? Should we put a little something in the center? Let's try this. Is that the same color? One's a little lighter. Or we could do the pink. I'm not very good at these. Let's see if I can. I haven't played with them for a while. And let's see if any of the centers are all where we can get them. So let's try it out. I think in the pink, because we've got the pink going on already. All right, guys, bear with me. Say a little prayer. Let me squish some out and make sure it's working. I don't use these very often. Let's see if I remember why.
Jenny says do it on the side first. Do they now?
All right, so far, I think we're okay. Okay, got that one done. I think we should do the yellows also in this color.
Jenny says perfection.
Oh, you are very kind, Jenny. I'm not done yet. We'll see if I put my hand in it or something. That would be very, very typical of me. But I'll have to wait until I get to the very last one before I do it, because you know that's how it works. I think I'll just do them all this color just to keep it a little less crazy. I'm making Darren sweat a little bit, I can tell.
Oh,
Yeah, you know me. You know how I operate. All right, we only have 3 more.
Murphy's Law is against us today.
Right? Well, maybe it's turned around now. Darren says Murphy's Law has been against us today. Okay, well, I do have to wait for those to dry, so you'll have to wait until I post pictures of this, but I like how it turned out. I think that was kind of fun. What do you guys think? You think that works? That'll also give us a little bit more dimension. And I may do a little fancy work with the Groovy and the gel pen after, but I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I also think it would be fun to add a little bit to the petals, just to get some more detailed work. I'll keep working for a minute, and like I said, I understand if you need to go, but I better not do it yet. Honestly, I'm gonna wait till that dries. I think I'm just asking for trouble if I try doing that right now, especially because I'm live. So I think I'll call it good for tonight. Thank you so much for all of your patience tonight. I know sometimes it's crazy, and I know that I had a lot of challenges getting actually on tonight. I hope that that it didn't cut out too long, and I hope that you will join me again now this week. It was almost said next week, but it's this week now. This week on Friday. I'm not sure how long Create Your Own Ending goes. I should look at the schedule. That would probably be helpful, but I'm guessing that it'll be pretty late by the time that I am out. So I probably will not go live. If I can go live, I'll probably would just go live on my camera and just tell you what we did for the day. But I wouldn't count on that. But the week after that, I will be going live from my sister's house, and she's going to go live with me. I'm going to go home on vacation, and I haven't been home for like 3 years, so I'm really excited. So I hope that you will join me. I know, like I said, this week probably won't happen, but next week for sure will. So thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.